If you have toxic parents that are broken up or that are going through a divorce, there's a chance that they want their children to be the snitch. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is this phenomenon where parents will triangulate their children, and they will use their children to be their own personal private investigators to spy on, and report back everything that's going on with the other parent. This is something that you see a lot in high conflict divorces, where it's like you need to show, where parents are are adamant that their child needs to show them allegiance. They need to show them loyalty, and they need to completely submit and do what I tell you to do. And so if you go over to your daddy's house or if you go over to your mama's house, I want you to take a mental note of everything, and everything, because when you come back home to my house, you're going to have to report everything, that you did over there, everything that you saw over there, what your mama was doing, what she had on, how she was looking, if she had a new man, and vice versa for the fathers. And how does that person look? And oh, do they have a Facebook? What's their name? Show me their Facebook account. I need to see. Tell me where y'all went to eat. And that just gives them fuel and ammunition to continue to stir the pot, continue to have that high conflict, but you as a child, and this can happen even if you're a teenager, an adult child sometimes. You as a child, it's very hard to really put up those boundaries and say, you know what, I can't do it because that parent is so adamant, so forceful, and so temperamental. And if you don't do it, they're gonna complain. They're gonna call you everything but a child of God. They're gonna lash out, that sort of thing. They're gonna say, "Oh, that's your favorite, huh?" Or making you feel bad for wanting to honor your parents' privacy and their life as well as your own. You shouldn't have to come back and be a tattletale and tell everything. But they view that as insubordination. They view that as, you don't love me, you don't care about me, you don't you you're not my child, and they view that as being disloyal. So you want to be careful with that, because that could really fuel the fire. And a lot of times, if you don't do it, the other thing that may happen is they may discard you. I don't need you then. Get out of here then. Don't come back here no more. Well, you don't love me. That's something along those lines. And they can be really nasty about it, and they can lash out at you just like they're lashing out at the other party. So you want to be careful with that, because parents can be mean and vindictive, and the gloves come off during the war, and that could be during divorce, that could be during child custody arrangements. I've seen families ripped apart, and actually really go below the belt. Some of this stuff even bordering, going to jail, and that's how nasty it can really get. And while I understand that people are curious after a breakup, people are curious about what you do when you're not with them, they don't have the right to know everything. You do also have the right to your life as well. And you have the right to live your life with a certain, standard of peace, and have a relationship with the other parent without having to feel bad for it, without feeling like you have to choose, without feeling like you're going to be doomed to damnation if you don't report every single thing. And sometimes it goes even beyond reporting. Sometimes it can even get to the point of where the other parent is asking you to sabotage, act out, mess up the good times and things of that nature. So be careful with that. I know that's easier said than done, especially if you're under the age of 18. But it really can get nasty. And just like it's nasty with that other person, that parent can turn on you. So be sure to like, share, and follow. Subscribe to my newsletter, if you want, more notes and tidbits. And until next time, you guys take care and be well. Thanks so much. Hope this helps.